This is the right.
Did you hear that? I heard it, but it didn't come.
Did you?
It didn't go to like a specific ear. It went through both my headphones.
Okay, I don't know. We're not that fancy.
I've hit record, by the way.
So did I. Okay, ready?
Good.
I'll count us.
Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1.
Hot diggity dog diggity.
Good morning
USA.
and welcome.
War is coming.
War. It's like the Star Wars title. War.
War has hit the Galactic Empire. Francis Ford Coppola has been assassinated. No, sorry. Archduke Francis Ferdinand has been assassinated.
Right. Take me out.
To the ball game. Okay, I got stuff. I did the best. I will say I skipped a lot of
a lot happened.
What? What do you mean what happened?
A lot happened in this period.
A lot happened. Sorry, I thought you
8
said
years.
what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
I didn't skip over like all of the war stuff, but I left out the high school education war stuff.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Because I feel like I tried to keep it as close to who Woodrow Wilson was and like what he did during that time, and not necessarily like I do have a little like I did my timeline. It was very my favorite thing to do was always to like look at what happened in history during that time. It was really tough to find things because obviously there was a world war going on, so like not much. There was still some stuff that happened basically after 1918, but yeah.
Also, if I remember correctly, the United States just came in at the end of the war, right?
Basically,
so
yeah.
It might not even be that big of a story for him.
No, I mean, he was, we'll get to it, but he was a big peace guy. So he was really involved in the like conversations about keeping peace. And I think cemented a lot of the agreements, and I'm sure the Americans out there who listen to me say this may say wrong, but I'm inferring on what I've read, but I do think from that war established a lot of agreements between the U.S. and many countries because of what Woodrow did, because he was like the powerhouse, and we'll get to it. He worked himself to the bone. So Woodrow Wilson, who was in for technically 2 terms, but during the war they didn't have an election, so he was in office. Really? Yeah, there was like a pause. I'm pretty sure there was a pause because he went from 1913 to 1921, which is I believe more. If I'm doing,
that's like 7. That's like 8 years.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it was fine.
Yeah.
But
2 terms.
2 terms, yeah. But I for some reason, I don't know why, I think they didn't have an election. Well, because they were out of it, so they still would have. Doesn't matter. I'm speaking out of my ass. Anyways.
Wait, was there a second election?
There is an election, but it doesn't come until, at least what I read, until 1921 when he leaves.
Oh, so it was like the Olympics during COVID.
And they did say, yeah, he was like, he wanted to go on to a 3rd term, but couldn't. For reasons like we'll talk about. But I don't remember reading, and maybe because he was in the war, it was such a landslide when he got his 2nd term. Because like his start was obviously him winning against Roosevelt and that other guy that you talked about.
Taft. Howard Taft.
And
William Howard Taft.
Yeah, and because of Roosevelt and Taft being all pissy at each other, that's why he won. That's why that was talked about. And then the end one was talked about just because he was basically ill and he couldn't go on anymore. Anyways, but I'll start. Hey, Wayne's World, time travel. Welcome to Woodrow Wilson, 1913 to 1921. He was a politician, an academic. He was the 28th president, and he served for the
28th. Wow.
Yeah, we're on episode 28, so it's the 28th president. That's how numbers work. He was also the president of Princeton University, and he was the governor of New Jersey. And then after that, quite quickly became the president. He was big in that he changed a lot of the economic policies that led to the United States, and led to the United States winning World War One in 1917. He was the lead architect of the League of Nations, and his progressive stance on foreign policy came to be known as Wilsonisms. There's a lot of words that like came up in my research I didn't understand, and when I clicked it, it was just like, yeah, that's just the thing that Woodrow said, and everyone just also started saying it because it made sense.
Like Shakespeare.
Basically, yeah. The League of Nations was the first worldwide intergovernmental organization whose principal mission was to maintain world peace. It was founded in January 10th, 1920 by the Paris Peace Conference that ended the First World War. The main...
do you know if that's still around today, or is it just NATO? And
It's crazy that you ask. Because the
maybe,
main...
will I find out later?
No, right, I'm just about to say it. Which is like, I feel like I'm in a movie where I set up a question and then like, oh, I wonder who that guy is, and then I answer it for the audience.
Yeah.
That main organization, the League of Nations, ceased to exist on April 20th, 1946, because it was basically
war ended it?
Well, no.
Right.
The entire organization just became the United Nations. They just, everything that was in that,
right.
because more countries came into it, they just said, okay, let's, instead of calling it the League of Nations, let's update and call it the United Nations, basically. So it's just, they rebranded and moved everything, and really coded everything over to that. And that's the United Nations that we have today. Which is kind of crazy that it was Woodrow and I think somebody in Paris, it was the two of them that were, like, the leading nerds, economic nerds, and policy nerds.
Because the Treaty of Versailles was signed in France, is that?
Correct.
If I'm remembering my high school history.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Which is basically where, like, when the United States came in and we had, there's D-Day and then there's V-Day, Victory Day.
Valentine's Day?
No, I think that, I don't know, I'm getting my things mixed up. Anyways, so yeah, big things.
I'm asking my AI what V-Day is.
I'm pretty sure it's Victory Day, I'm pretty sure.
Never heard. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that is right.
But there's
Victory
D-Day, which is...
but it sounds like V-Day's World War II.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I get my world wars mixed up.
Fair, easy enough. It was the same Germany. Mm-hmm. Those pesky Germans, always starting wars.
Dang Nazis. All right. So I gave you little tidbits of what he did. And I'm gonna slow down. I feel like I'm talking really fast.
Are you 1/6 through your material?
No, I'm only like a quarter through my first page of... It doesn't tell me how many pages. Oh, I have 5 pages.
What?
Everybody...
Wait, you should probably talk faster then.
Buckle in and sit down. Born in Staunton, Virginia, Wilson grew up in the southern United States, mainly in Augusta, Georgia, during the American Civil War and Reconstruction era.
Right.
Which basically he lived, like, during the whole Civil War. He lived...
The Gilded Age.
Yeah, he lived in the States.
Afterwards?
He lived in the South that Lincoln, like, segregated and was like, he was part of the South.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, not, I mean...
One of those racists.
I mean, he was like a 13-year-old child, so I don't know, like, he may have had, differencing opinions on it. But anyways. He was born into a family of a Scots, Irish, and Scottish descent. I don't know, that feels like he was, anyways, it doesn't matter. He was the third of 4 children and the first son of Joseph Ruggles Wilson. And, Ruggles, yep. His father, Joseph, was a prominent Presbyterian theologian. Presbyterians being part of the Reformed tradition of Protestantism that broke from the Roman Catholic Church. And Joseph Ruggles Wilson, which was a crazy male name to have, was actually one of the founders of the Southern Presbyterian Church.
Really? Wow.
And apparently there's a Southern Presbyterian and there's a Northern Presbyterian. Like, religion is wild.
I imagine the difference there would be one was racist and the other wasn't.
Yeah,
or maybe not.
Well, I mean, I think they probably were still racist, but it was just one was more racist than the other and didn't own slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it says following the 1861 split from the Northern Presbyterians. He ended up getting a doctorate of philosophy, specifically in history and political science from the John Hopkins University. Wilson taught at various colleges before becoming the president of Princeton University and a spokesman for progressivism. That's a big word. I also lost my spot. Oh, in higher education. So he was a big old capital N-E-R-D nerd. And I think what's exciting about some of this, why research for this is getting a lot more fun, and I'm finding myself not procrastinating as much, is because we're starting to get people who are, like, basically political science nerds and are, like, interesting, and they're actually studying it, and, like, they're not just thinking about silver and gold and which one should be. They're not just like
tariffs.
A rich white man. They go, hey, I like Jim down the street, he should be president, you know what I mean? So that's exciting. I think I mentioned before, he was the governor of New Jersey from 1911 to 1913. So he was really only the governor for a couple of years before he became the president. Wilson's earliest memory of as a child was playing in the yard and standing near the front gate of the Augusta house that he lived in, apparently at the age of 3, here's the thing. I'm always surprised when people still tell stories or remember things when they were like 3 years old. Because, like, I have no memories at the age. The only memories I have are what I have seen on, like, home videos. So I don't know if they're real memories or just because I watched it, I know it happened.
I think, if you don't mind me telling a little anecdote, my first memory, I think I was, like, maybe 1 or 2. And it was me graffitiing underneath a chair with a green crayon. And then after I did it, like, I just scribbled on the chair, and then as soon as it happened, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get in trouble for this, I think. Ooh. And that was my first memory, just the guilt.
Cool about the guilt. I think that's because it's a very intense memory. Because I would say my first memory, but I think I was only 4 or 5, but me and my mom had gotten into a car accident, and we were all fine. It was just a T-bone. But we had to go to the hospital to get checked out. So I think the jarring experience of going to the hospital is that's the part. So it's like, it has to be like almost a not traumatic, but like significant.
I've heard it's adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah. So I guess
the adrenaline of getting in trouble.
So basically, at the age of 3, he remembers, like, I guess, hearing about Abraham Lincoln being elected and that the war is coming. Between the South and North. So I guess in that instance, maybe as a 3-year-old, he understood what that meant and was scared that the war was coming. But I feel like at 3 years old, you don't really understand the concept of war.
Yeah, I was like green crayon on a chair. War.
My mom's gonna yell at me. Yeah, so... Oh, wait. I didn't mark this as a separate bulletin. Silly me. Wilson is actually one of only 2 U.S. presidents that was a citizen of the Confederate States. So him and John Tyler are the only 2 presidents that were at the time, like, they lived there and were of those states that then became presidents later. Which is
and John Tyler wasn't even voted for it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, wasn't he just brought in?
He was what was that guy's name? The guy who died.
Oh, the one that ate cherries?
Whoopee Canoe? Tippy Canoe. What's that guy's name? Yeah. What's that guy's name? Yeah, we can't remember. He died.
I can't remember.
He died after 30 days.
He had a big nose, and I was really excited that to learn about him, and then he died. Because he looked so sweet.
And we can't even remember his name.
Let's see. I'll find it. I'm gonna find it. Okay, actually, you should guess.
William Henry Harris. Oh, I already.
Dang it! I wanted to get a funny name. I was gonna say Harry.
You're so close.
Yeah, it's Henry. Henry Harrison. So I was close. Right? William Henry Harrison?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, so then John Tyler was his vice president. So, yeah. Now, he did...
You did run again? Well,
he was in from 1841 to... No, he only went one term.
No. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
He was a fake wig.
He was a fake wig and then became an unaffiliated. Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Learning stuff.
What a throwback. That was like a year ago, to be honest.
True. Yikes.
We're learning, maybe?
I mean, I think it's going somewhere in my brain.
Yeah, it's all in. It was all in there. I just had to give my brain a shake.
I may have said this before, but I was at a gathering of people, and this podcast came up because we're famous.
As it does.
You know, I had to say no photos, no autographs right now.
Yes, I'm Dutch.
Yes, I am Dutch. But I got quizzed. Someone, they're like, you know your presidents? They're like, who?
Oh, you think you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they ask you about ones that you knew?
No, they just asked, like, who was it was either a number, or it was, like, who was the vice president of this person, or who, I forget the context of it, because it happened a while ago. But I remember they asked it, and, like, I blacked out, and I said it, and I was correct. But it came out as knowledge that I didn't know that I knew.
Your Tyler Durden self activated and was like, I'm a historian.
And yeah.
Do you remember what president it was?
It was either a question of like who, like it was like a Willie. I don't remember who it was at all. I don't remember the question because I delete things.
Try blacking out again.
I don't know what my trigger word was to go to my mind palace. I think it might have been, like, who was the president after Abraham Lincoln, because I do think people forget that a lot, and I remember, Andrew Johnson. It was, like, who... It was some quirky, like, thing that I was able to remember. Anyways, I was very happy to know that at least 10% of what we speak of here is going somewhere is retained in my brain in a box somewhere that just only comes out.
We're learning.
And I was drinking alcohol, so maybe alcohol's my trigger to make it come out.
True.
Who knows?
Because we usually sometimes we'll have a drink when and maybe that's why.
Exactly.
When you record.
That's okay. We're going to remember that. So if I ever find myself in a situation, gun to my head, tell me about the presidents, I'll say, get me a shot of tequila, and I'll make it happen.
Yep. It's pronto.
Okay.
Yep. It's a moonshine.
Moonshine. All right. Back at it. We're at page... We're still on page 1. But it's the end of page 1.
Nice.
Okay.
We're going to make it.
Wilson attended Davidson College in Davidson, North Carolina, but ended up transferring as a freshman to the College of New Jersey, which is now known as Princeton University. I don't know when that change happened, if it was like the name changed while he was there, but they call him a Princeton alumni. Mm-hmm. That's where he studied the majority of his political philosophy and history, and he actually joined a fraternity called Phi Kappa Psi. I did not look into said fraternity, so if by chance, if I have 10 minutes at the end of this, we will look it up, because I am fascinated by the crazy world of fraternities. He was also active in the Whig Literary and Debating Society. So he's always been a political nerd. Mm-hmm. After graduating from Princeton in 1879, he ended up going to the University of Virginia School of Law. He was involved in the Virginia Glee Club, So
Wow,
just a bunch,
what a nerd.
just a bunch of men singing. And served as president of the Jefferson Literary and Debating Society. So just like big old capital N nerd. We're on the second page, by the way, so killing it.
Nice.
In late 1883, Wilson enrolled at the recently established John Hopkins University, which I think that's also a hospital. That's why I brain broke. And he started his doctoral studies. He spent most of his time at John Hopkins University writing A Congressional Government, a Study in American Politics, which grew out of a series of essays in which he examined the workings of federal government. So just loves politics and wrote essays and books on it. In 1883, Wilson met and fell in love with Ellen Louise Axon. He proposed marriage in 1883, the same year that he met her. Man, relationships back then moved so quick.
Yeah, they just wrote letters to each other.
And they're like, man, I'm hot for this Woodrow. I gotta marry him instantly.
Look at his penmanship.
He said, kind regards, and I swooned. They got married, or they agreed to postpone the marriage while Wilson attended graduate school, and then they got married after that. Axon, which I liked, I always love looking at the first ladies to see if they do anything fun. She graduated from an art studies class in New York. She worked in portraiture and received medal for one of her works, and from the Exposition Universelle, so like in Paris. So Paris said, "Here's a medal. You did good." And she actually sacrificed some of her independent artistic pursuits in order to marry Wilson. But what I loved is she actually went and learned German during the war so that she could help translate a lot of the research and political publications for Woodrow. So she helped with a lot of like that kind of stuff.
Was she still in France, or was she?
No. She was always in the States. I guess she probably submitted a portraiture for a competition in France, but yeah. During the war, which we'll come to it, and I'll just skip over it. But Woodrow actually didn't do a lot of like. He left a lot of the war decisions to the generals. His thing was more the aftermath and making sure that there was like proper political legislation to be like, let's not let this happen again. Spoiler alerts, everybody, it does. But was a part of doing a lot of the like peace treaty stuff. And he wasn't like a general like past presidents where he was like really into war and that type of thing. He had 3 kids, Margaret, Jessie, and Eleanor, so 3 daughters. I got excited because I thought it was Eleanor, but I realized that was a Roosevelt. So classic times when
I thought the first thing at first too.
Like, the Eleanor! No, it's wrong one. But his first daughter, Margaret, who I thought was an interesting little tidbit. She actually, when her father passed away and left her money, she was unmarried, and she ended up traveling to a place in India, Pondicherry, and she remained there for the rest of her life. Like, after her father died and she got that money, she went there, and she became a member and a devotee of the ashram, and was given a new name called Nistha, meaning dedication in Sanskrit. And then her and a scholar, Joseph Campbell, edited the English translation of the classical work of the Hindu mystic.
Cool.
So, which was a gospel by Swami, I'm going to say this as best I can, Swami Nikhilananda, which was published in 1942. So just a weird, like, little, his daughter just, like, did that, and she was smart, like her dad. Unfortunately, the other 2 daughters had nothing really of similar stature. They were just kind of normies that got married and did stuff.
Boring.
Yeah, just boring normies. But for a woman then to go do that, that's crazy to me. That because women don't get the right to vote until 1920. So in so never mind, I got my dates wrong. She did this in 1938, so we did have the right to vote then.
You said after he died, right?
After he died, but not until 1938. He died in 1920 or 21, I think, which is a fun thing.
He died a couple years after he was done being president. Well, from what I've heard, he was pretty...
There's a silent coup.
Yeah. A what?
A silent coup occurs.
A silent coup?
His wife and the vice president take control of the presidency for his last year.
Right.
So,
I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but I couldn't remember which president it is. But this is the guy.
This is the guy.
Where they have that Weekend at Bernie's photo.
Yeah.
of him, like, pretending to sign something, and then his wife is, like, propping him up.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna retract. He doesn't die. He suffers a massive stroke and is unable to, like, communicate, basically. But they basically Weekend at Bernie's him as a stroke victim.
Yep.
And they
have his hand on a string, and then they shake his hand around until he signs the papers.
Yeah. Cool. We are halfway through, if not more than halfway through the second page. Sweet. We're on so great track.
We're ahead of time. We got time for a little Dutch anecdote, perhaps, if you
Dutch anecdote?
No pressure.
The only anecdote I have, I think, will reveal who I am for people who listen to this.
Okay, well, don't do that.
Well, I mean,
that's just,
it's only the people I know who remember this anecdote, which is I'll put it up there. I don't care. People can know who I am. You may eat a hot dog from one end or the other. The middle is a messy option.
How is this going to dox you?
I don't know. I just say that all the time, so people who are close to me may know who I am. It's not going to dox me from strangers.
That's your sleeper cell activation phrase,
which is from I don't know if you ever watched the I think it was on Nickelodeon. 16 was those kids in the mall.
Was it a show for boys?
I mean, it was a show for kids. It wasn't like a girl show. It was just like a bunch of teens hanging in the mall. I think it was on Nickelodeon.
No, I didn't have cable growing up.
Neither did I.
You could watch Nickelodeon?
I'm pretty sure. We used to get those like Saturday morning where you got like some of the shows that were on the big channels. And like it was like a little mini, like I would watch it, but it would skip. Like I couldn't watch it in chronological order. It would just like give you a selection of like some random shows, but it was only on Saturdays. It was like called Saturday. It was like Saturday morning cartoons or something.
I know this show.
Yeah.
6 and then 10.
Yeah. Jude, who is the like dumb skater dude. There was an episode and it was Swami Jude. He wore this big like, probably nowadays you couldn't do it because culturally appropriation, but he wore a huge like turban and he basically gave people like kind of told their fortunes or gave them like little things, but every like quip or sentence he said made absolutely no sense, and of course people were like, oh my god, he knows so much. And the hot dog one is one he says, and I love it so much. Anyways.
Okay, well, you're over time now. That was supposed to be 1 minute anecdote.
Okay, I'll read faster. Okay, we're on to the presidency now, where we get into more details in the nitty gritty. We're gonna do another Wayne's World time travel. Wilson defeats the incumbent Republican William Howard Taft and third-party nominee Theodore Roosevelt to easily win the 1912 United States presidential election, becoming the first Southerner to do so since 1848, which is a crazy amount of time. But obviously, since the whole Civil War, it makes sense that there was some distrust from the Southerner candidates. This is the only little bad note that I can note for Woodrow. And I don't know if I was just reading it incorrectly. But I feel like I'm not, because he came from the South, and of course...
Was he a racist?
He was a little bit of a racist.
Woody.
I know, and I think... But again, I'm not saying this to discredit or give him any sort of out. But what's the word where it's like, you've learned it since you were a kid? There's a term for
Old.
Old. Sure. But there's
he's like...
It's like, it's generational something. But anyways, it'll come to me. But during his first year of presidency, Wilson authorized the widespread imposition of segregation. He fired a lot of African Americans from federal spots, and he was opposed to the women's suffragette movement, which drew a lot of protests during his presidency.
Wait, didn't it get passed?
I guess
it wasn't up to him then.
But I'm pretty sure it got passed after he had his stroke.
Or when his wife was signing the papers.
During the silent coup.
That makes sense. She's like, well, now's my time.
Yeah. Now, it was...
Hey, Woody, would you sign this?
It was signed, I believe, through Congress, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know my American politics that well, but I'm pretty sure the president and the Congress are quite separate?
Not the same, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if... I like to think if I was to make this movie and, like, our Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I would make this like a...
Woodrow Wilson, sexist.
No, but like, I would love to make it like a Game of Thrones themed movie where it's like the king... they like drug the king or something, and like the queen was able to like control.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then that's when they like make things happen.
And then they take down the patriarch.
Yeah. And like the queen has to die at the end of it, but she becomes a martyr because of what she'd done. And then it always becomes the like whispers of like the silent queen. It's like all these things. Ooh, we can call it.
They have a secret handshake.
We're gonna call the movie Silent Queen. Anyways,
who plays the Silent Queen?
Ooh, I would love to put forth Florence Pugh as the Silent Queen.
Oh yeah, I second that.
Perfect, awesome. And I feel like the king that gets overthrown needs to be either
Harry Styles.
No, he needs to be older. I want it to be Offerman.
Nick Offerman?
Yeah.
Wait, he's playing Woody Wilson?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways. I had another tangent. God dang it. So anyways, that's one of the only really bad things that was about him. I think he's a racist and a little bit of a sexist.
And a sexist.
Yeah.
They can't all be bangers,
Yeah.
I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, look, we have less things to talk about because I double pasted this note, so I'm going to delete that.
Oh, nice. How many pages do we have now?
That's 3.
3 left?
Yeah, but a lot of it at the end is the fun facts, which we can skip over pretty quickly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We can just knock those out.
Yeah, bing bang, bada boom.
Bing bang, fun fact.
Wilson had intended to seek a third term of office, but suffered a severe stroke in October 1919. So he still had 2 years of service, and the vice president and wife for 2 years, I think.
Pulling the strings for 2 years.
Yeah. Now, I do feel like at some point they probably figured it out. It doesn't tell me when. But then, of course, the vice president would just take over anyways, so...
Yeah. I heard that in order to hide the fact that he was paralyzed, they put a blanket over him.
Yeah, and his physician helped. His physician helped to do it too,
So pulling the strings and then covering up paralyzed bits.
Okay, so then in the movie we make the Florence Nick Offerman has a stroke, can't move. Florence Pugh controls. We can have Harry Styles be the physician, and then. Yeah. The physician and his wife.
Actually, I'm going to do Timothée Chalamet.
He is the big one right now. He's kind of in everything.
Yeah, he's in. We can get him.
They have an affair.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
You got to have that like okay, I do it for you. But she doesn't really love him. She uses her womanly wiles to make this happen.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
What's it called again?
The Silent Queen.
The Queen.
The Silent Queen.
The Silent Queen. Florence Pugh is
the Silent Queen. The government. King Woodrow. Anyways, we're on page 3. Meanwhile, after his stroke, his policies that alienated a lot of German and Irish American Democrats, and the Republicans won with a landslide in the 1920 presidential election, which is your guy.
Harding. My next guy?
Yeah, Warren G.
Or my
Harding.
last guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I looked at the Phi Kappa Psi.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of date raping.
Fraternities, man, we don't need them
in modern day.
We don't need them.
Anyways, that's my anecdote. Continue.
Thank you so much. Okay, so scholars have generally ranked Wilson as the upper tier of U.S. presidents, although he has been criticized for supporting racial segregation. His liberalism, nevertheless, lives on as a major factor in American foreign policy, and his vision of ethnic self-determination resonated globally. So, like, it's like he did a lot of good things. He was, a racist because he grew up in the South, and, anyways. So, World War. Oh, I'm not. You know what? We're just gonna be talking about fun facts the last 30 minutes of this.
Okay. We're at 22. We're at 21 minutes left. So, how many fun facts you got?
I got a few, and then it's the timeline stuff. I really have one last paragraph of talking about the World War. So if you've got any anecdotes or other things you want to talk about, just let me know.
Oh, I'll ask my AI. I'll type it up.
Okay, cool. So World War One. World War One outbreaks. Sorry. War. It's 1914. The USA declares neutrality as Wilson tried to negotiate a peace between the Allies and the Central Powers. So they were involved, but he very much took the stance of, hey guys, stop fighting, guys. Let's just come together and hug it out. And of course, that didn't work. And he... Ooh, I lied at the beginning of this recording. He narrowly won re-election in 1916.
So they did vote.
They did vote for him, but he just made it in, boasting how he kept the nation out of the war in Europe and in Mexico. So that's the only reason why he won. I think if he had declared war, he may not have.
Well, did they even have planes back then? How the war? They had when was the Wright brothers? No, we've already done that as what happened this year.
War One.
Maybe they had
really
bad planes. When was the Red Baron?
They did. World War One.
Okay, so but they probably couldn't have flown across the ocean.
No, they were probably shipped on boats and then fly. But
hard to have a war over here.
Billy Bishop.
Yeah, Red Baron was World War One.
Oh no, not that. Because I'm pretty sure Billy Bishop was a fighter guy in World War One. Yeah. So our lieutenant, our pilot of, because we've said where we're from, which is not from the United States, served in both the First World and Second World. Cool. In April 1917, Wilson asked Congress for a declaration of war against Germany in response to its policy of unrestricted submarine warfare that sank an American merchant ship. So basically, once American lives were at stake, that's when he was like, all right, cool, fine, you guys don't want to have peace, you got it. Like, we're going in. Wilson normally presided over wartime mobilization and left the military matters to the generals. Not normally, nominally. He very rarely did any sort of, like, decisions in, like, any sort of mobilization. He basically hired the people for it and said, go forth and do war. I know politics and peace. He concentrated on diplomacy, issuing the 14 points, which I guess is some term that he creates that the Allies and Germany accept as a basis of post-war peace. So I guess he was working on a peace treaty between the two. He had sent out American troops. After the Allied victory in November 1918, Wilson went to Paris, where he and the British and French leaders dominated the Paris Peace Conference. Wilson successfully advocated for the establishment of a multinational organization known as the League of Nations, which we talked about before, then becomes United Nations, and it was also incorporated into the Treaty of Versailles that he signed. Wilson had refused to bring any leading Republicans into the Paris talks, so he basically went with Democrats only. And back home, he rejected a Republican compromise that would have allowed the Senate to ratify the Versailles Treaty and join the League. So basically keeping a lot of the Republican leaders out of it. And I believe the reason he did that was Woodrow at one point wanted... they called it the off year of elections, which that's what confused me about him possibly running again. But they basically said no to him, so I think he was kind of butthurt by that. Well, so it was like...
He didn't sound like he was functional.
Well, this was before, so he doesn't have a stroke until 1919. So it's a year later that he has it. So I don't... Off-year elections, I don't know what that means. Because the only thing I can think of is if they maybe delayed... Like, maybe normally... normally for us, we have the elections in the fall, and then by the new year, the new president comes in. It's possible that because the war was just ending in November, they weren't going to do the elections until the new year. And so I guess during that time, he wanted to, like... use that time to do a lot of referendum. He wanted to referendum a lot of endorsing his policies or something, and the Republicans were like, "Screw you! No, you didn't bring us to the Paris Treaty." I feel like one side was butthurt and like retaliated, and to the other side for that reason. And that's my spiel. All I have left is some fun facts and some world history stuff. Now the fun facts are about Woodrow. So it's up to you if you want to do.
I also whipped up this steamy fan fiction.
Is this
with him and his wife?
Oh my god!
Oh, it's kind of hard to read. You might have to.
I usually do, or what I do is I actually just copy it all and I can view the whole file and then copy it, I'm pretty sure, if I do this. And then I post it into a notepad or a Word.
I haven't read this yet, also, just so you know. So if it's not safe for work,
I mean, I don't think we're a not safe for work podcast, are we?
True. Well, I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
You swore, I swore. The president swore.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
Everybody poops.
Everyone does poop. So, do you want to read 2 paragraphs, and then I'll read 2 paragraphs, maybe?
Sure. Our 2 paragraphs...
It's really just lines.
Our 2 paragraphs for you, like...
Like a line. If you just...
I'll just read, like, to a period, and then that's it?
No, read like a line. I don't know how it's formatting for you.
It's formatting, like, in, like, a 2-sentence paragraph for me. Roughly.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just read till you want to switch it over to me.
I like that the title is "The Heart's Persistent Whispers."
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
This is not that censored OpenAI stuff too, by the way. This is the good stuff.
Good stuff. All right. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky a brilliant hue of oranges and purples, President Woodrow Wilson lay prostrate in his bedchambers, his body weakened by a recent stroke. His wife, Edith, sat vigilantly at his side, her heart heavy with worry and love. That's as far as
Woodrow's once robust features now bore the telltale signs of a man ravaged by illness. Yet despite this, there remained an undeniable allure about him, an ethereal quality that spoke to Edith of the indomitable spirit residing within. She felt her heart rate quicken at the sight of him, and her mind began to wander along a path fraught with sensual memories.
Oh, okay. What the heck, Edith? It wasn't always this way between them. Their marriage had been arranged by their families, and for years they were more companions than lovers. But when Woodrow was called upon to lead the nation during World War I, something profound shifted between husband and wife. The weight of responsibility seemed to bring out a fiery passion that neither had dared acknowledge before.
In the early days of the war, Edith often visited her husband in his office in the White House, where they would pore over maps and discuss strategies late into the night. Woodrow's intellect and determination were captivating, and Edith found herself drawn to him in a way that she had never before. The tension between them was palpable as their fingers brushed against one another while studying battle plans.
One evening, after hours of intense deliberation, they retired to the comfort of Woodrow's private quarters. Exhaustion and emotion combined, driving them into each other's arms as they shared a passionate kiss. It was a moment that seemed to erase all years of their past, leaving behind only raw desire.
From that point on, their relationship took on new life. Each night, Edith would come home to Woodrow's bedchamber, and they would make love with an intensity that mirrored the tumultuous events unfolding across Europe. It was as if their physical connection somehow reinforced Woodrow's resolve to lead the nation through such a trying time, giving him the strength to face the new day.
But now, in this moment of crisis, Woodrow lay helpless and vulnerable, his body a shell of its former self. And yet, despite all this, Edith still found herself drawn to him with an intensity that bordered on obsession. As she watched him sleep, her mind began to fill with erotic fantasies, images of love-making they had once shared, and dreams of what could still be.
Her heart ached as she considered how much had been taken from them in such a short time. But then an idea began to form within her, born of both desperation and hope. What if they could recapture that fiery passion, even if only for a moment? What if they could use the power of their minds and their love to heal Woodrow's body and restore him to his former self?
Taking a deep breath, Edith reached out and gently caressed her husband's face. The touch sent waves of warmth flowing through her, and she closed her eyes, allowing herself to become lost in memories of nights long past. She pictured their bodies entwined, skin on skin, and imagined the passion that had once driven them returning in full force.
Slowly, Edith began to whisper words of love into Woodrow's ear, soft hope for a brighter future. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. As her voice grew stronger, she felt her... Oh, never mind. I was getting some glitchy text for some reason. And the hope for a brighter future. As her voice grew stronger, she felt her husband begin to stir beneath her touch. His breathing became deeper, more rhythmic, and his limbs twitched as if responding to some unseen force. She's weakened the burning.
I'm like, I'm scared she's gonna... I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. There's only a couple of paragraphs left.
Edith continued to speak, her words now filled with both longing and determination. She vowed that no matter what lay ahead, be it victory or defeat, they would face it together, bound by their love for one another. And as she spoke, Woodrow's body seemed to awaken from its slumber, responding to the passion that once again blossomed within him. Oh, she's a necromancer.
Yeah. Though his strength was not yet fully restored, there was no denying that something had changed between them. It was as if the power of their love had somehow manifested itself in this moment, a tangible force that could not be denied. With newfound hope in her heart, Edith knew they would face whatever trials lay ahead with courage and conviction.
As Woodrow's eyes fluttered open, he looked into the depth of his wife's soul, seeing there both the pain and the passion that had shaped their lives together. He reached out to touch her face, a silent acknowledgement of all they had been through, and all that still lay ahead.
In that moment, surrounded by a flickering candlelight and the whisper of love, Woodrow and Edith Wilson found renewal in one another's arms, and though their journey was far from over, they knew that they would face it hand in hand, two hearts bound together by an unbreakable bond of passion and devotion.
I was really worried that she was just...
Yeah, me
I was
too.
really worried she was going to make love to his stroke body, but then it didn't happen.
We could make that too, I'm sure, if that's what...
That's awesome.
We just got it prompted.
That's true.
Hey, that was pretty good. That's come a long way since... What was the one we did with Alexander Hamilton? And
that one was like a stage play.
It was just kept repeating.
Yeah. There was less repeats there. That's so good.
Yeah, wow, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful, but I was worried at every moment.
Me too. I was... Okay, some quick fun facts, and then some what happened in the years during his presidency outside of America. So as a child, Wilson actually saw Robert E. Lee. There was a procession in Augusta that had the future. He stood next to the future president, General Lee, at one point at an event that his father was hosting. Wilson had only 2 years of political experience when he became president. Now, he also had a shit ton of education to back that up, but he never actually did anything. Like he was a governor for 2 years and then became president, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Wow.
The 1912 election wasn't a popular landslide, although Wilson won the Electoral College. There was a divided popular vote between Howard Taft and Theodore Roosevelt. He's one of the third lowest winning tally in history to get the popular vote. Yeah. Wilson put the first Jewish justice on the Supreme Court in 1916. He pushed for Louise, and she was a woman and Jewish, which is contradictory to his sexism, but this was...
What? She didn't get on, though, did she?
Yeah, she was the first woman Supreme
on the
Court.
Supreme Court?
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought it happened after.
Yeah, no, Louise Brandeis. And against a lot of fierce opposition, no one wanted that to happen. But in the end...
Well, this was after women got the vote, too.
No, it was in 1916, and that doesn't happen until 1920.
Wait a minute. This guy's a dude.
I know!
Wait, sorry, did you say he was a woman?
No. Oh, maybe I got it. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Sorry. Louis, not Louise. I read his name wrong. But there is a woman that comes into play.
Okay.
So I guess because I just saw fierce opposition, I just assumed that meant a woman because I feel like there would have been fierce opposition.
Right.
This makes more sense. Hi guys, this is my first time. I'm new here. Okay, so Wilson's health problems.
Yeah, this guy was the one who was Jewish.
Yeah, that guy first Jewish. Yeah. But in 19. I did write it down. We'll get to it, but someone does go on that is
first.
Shit, I didn't write it down. Balls. Wait, no.
I remember being really late. It was 1981 when the first woman was elected to the Supreme Court.
Wilson's health problems led to the constitutional change. So the frail Wilson had a history of health issues, but stress related to him promoting the League of Nations led to a serious stroke in 1918. The partially incapacitated Wilson remained in office until 1921. Eventually, the 25th Amendment, ratified in 1961, allowed for the constitutional measures to deal with temporary or permanent incapacity of the president in the office. Wilson made the first live remote national radio broadcast in November of 1923. Wait, no. Oh, yeah, shortly before his death. He spoke to a national audience just before Armistice Day for his Washington, D.C. home. The next day, 20,000 people showed up to his house to hear a few more words from the former president. Wilson is the only U.S. president buried at in Washington, D.C. The 28th president is in a sarcophagus at the Washington National Cathedral. William Howard Taft and John F. Kennedy are interred at Arlington, Virginia. Those.
Right, I remember that from last.
Yeah. Those are my fun facts.
Cool. So then next week is, what's that guy's name again?
Warren G. Harding.
Warren G.
Who has some
Harding.
serious eyebrows.
Maybe Calvin Coolidge was his prime vice
Yeah.
VP. Yeah. He looks like pretty scary.
He's giving Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter, but just with the long hair.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm excited about Calvin Coolidge just because, for me, he just looks like he's one of those people that, like, he has permanent baby face. Like, he's kind of giving Boss Baby a little bit.
In what sense?
Well, I think it's just the huge forehead and, like, the...
Just the...
Like, if you were to
angriness?
if you Google Boss Baby and you put the image next to him,
Comparison?
it looks pretty dang close.
I don't know if I believe
What do you mean? Look up Boss Baby.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Maybe. He's got the same furrowed
Same
brow.
furrowed brow and just, like, the cut. Now, Boss Baby has, like, a tiny little tuft on his head, right? But... So, like,
Right.
he doesn't have that, but it's enough. Like, it could be.
Mm-hmm. And perhaps thicker eyebrows on Warren.
Yeah. So, world history time. I did do a quick synopsis of the war. I'm gonna skip over that just because I feel like people know what the fuck happened. Or if you don't, read a book.
Who won the war again?
The good guys.
Oh.
Well, the Allies won, which is what they called, like, the British, Canada, France, the States. I forget. I'm missing a country in that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I just realized something.
What?
The next president dies during his presidency. That's why Calvin Coolidge is.
And I thought about that because it looks
okay.
like I have his list here. It says 1921 to 1923. So you've got. It's not like a month.
I've got.
It's at least it's like 2 years.
He's got. Yeah, 2 years. It'll be a half episode.
Yeah.
I'll do lots of fan fiction.
And then it looks like Coolidge goes from 23 to 29, which is
Right.
6 years.
That's
So it's his four.
pretty
It's his own 4 years and the 2 years that Warren was no longer with us. And then
all right.
okay.
Tune in.
1913, women suffrage procession, a large women's suffrage parade in Washington, D.C. is organized by Alice Paul and held on the eve of Wilson's inaugural acceptance as the president. 1913, Henry Ford develops the modern assembly line.
Oh, well, that's
1914, Mother's Day established as a national holiday. 1915.
Cool, I didn't know that.
The first transcontinental telephone is hooked up in 1915. I did write down. 1916, Jeannette Rankin, first woman elected to U.S. Congress. So, Congress. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, what happened in 1916, the Adamson Act, which was passed to establish the 8-hour workday with additional pay for overtime. And it instated the interstate railroad workers. But overall, 8-hour workday for everybody. 1917, the Zimmermann telegram. It was a secret diplomatic communication issued from the German Foreign Office in January 1917 that proposed a military alliance between Germany and the German Empire and Mexico. And it stipulated that if the United States entered World War I against Germany, then Mexico would then attack America in retaliation. And Germany made a deal that when that happened, at the time, I'm sure those who were leading the German empire and war thought they were going to win, and they promised Mexico that they would give Mexico back Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico in that deal. But I
wonder if that still holds to today.
It might, maybe. Who knows?
Probably not.
I mean, there could be one guy who thinks it still exists. But it was a telegram.
You all watch.
It was a telegram that was sent, and the British intelligence actually intercepted it. And I'm pretty sure. I'm like 60% sure there was that movie that Benedict Cumberbatch did, where he was this like British
imitation.
Yeah, where they figured out
that was World War II.
Was it World War II? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the first computer.
British intelligence, I believe.
No.
Oh, it was the first British computer. They intercepted this basically and figured out they were able to decipher it basically, and America was able to like make sure they were prepared for a Mexican invasion. Obviously, it didn't work. 1917, the National Hockey League is formed. Woohoo!
Cool. NHL.
Also in 1917, the U.S. Virgin Islands is purchased from Denmark. From 1917 to 1919, which I didn't give me an exact year or time. I don't think they held vigil for 3 years, but maybe they did. But it's called the Silent Sentinels, which they held vigil outside of the White House gates in favor of women's suffrage. It was a nearly 2.5-year demonstration organized by Alice Paul and the National Women's Party. So they basically just picketed and stayed in front of the White House for 2.5 years. That's absolutely amazing. Go women. Wow. 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic begins. Also 1918, daylight savings time is adopted. Gosh dang them.
The worst.
Soon we will get rid of it. 1919, the Black Sox scandal during the World Series, with the fallout lasting decades, which basically there were some of the 8 members of the Chicago White Sox were accused of they call them the Black Sox. But they were accused of purposefully losing the World Series in exchange for money. So I guess it was led by Arnold Rothstein. So that happened. 1920, 19th Amendment, grants women the right to vote. 1920, the Volstead Act, which basically adjusts the Prohibition Amendment. It's an amendment, so then alcohol is no longer, or maybe it is, they did add it. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. And then 1920, the economy collapses, and we have the Depression of the 1920s. 21 begins.
Sorry, what amendment was it?
It was the Volstead Act. The National Prohibition Act, known informally as the Volstead Act, was an act of the 66th United States Congress designed to execute the 18th Amendment, which established the prohibition of alcohol drinks. So I'm pretty sure it stops.
So they're getting
it back.
Yeah. The 21st Amendment is them saying, okay, you can all drink.
Got it. So yeah.
I always find that funny.
You can't drink, you can drink, you can't drink, you can drink.
Yeah, but they left the old one.
Yeah. So it just contradicts each other. And then 1921, Harding becomes the 29th president.
And you'll find out about that more
next week.
Next episode.
Hope you enjoyed me slowly losing my mind and our great rendition of a very almost scary erotic novel. It wasn't very erotic. The only thing that was really erotic once was prostate.
When he Yeah,
which is just
prostrate, which I
that
don't
just
know if
means
that's
laying
a
down.
word. Yeah, we could have easily mispronounced
True.
it.
I might have actually. I might be pronouncing it incorrectly right now. I'm pretty sure it's prostate.
It's prostate.
Because I know there is a prostate. Prostrate.
Wait, you're right.
Prostrate.
I typed in prostrate and it says prostate.
Oh. That's not correct. Prostrate. Lying stretched out on the ground with one's face downward.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I did say prostate. But I meant straight.
Well,
you
don't
win
worry.
some, you lose some. You prostate. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. First, before we go, favorite president? Yes.
I mean, I can't get over the little bit of racism, but
Yeah.
I will say he was probably
Me
the
too.
most entertaining president. Like
It was interesting.
I
for
loved
sure.
the silent coup. I loved how much of a political nerd he was, and it was interesting that it was a very much a like destined position for him, because I think out of anyone to have been in position as president during that First World War, I think any of the presidents before him would have jumped into that war so quickly, and I think that would have been a crazy Mandela effect for us, where it's like a whole, like that would have been the darkest timeline. Like I don't know if we would have still, like, it could have gone great or it could have gone horrible, where it's like we would have won the war earlier, or Germany wins the war and they're the current powerhouse country in the world.
We might not even be doing this
That's true.
podcast. It might be my favorite field. Or something.
Yeah, no, correct.
Actually, no, he wouldn't exist because World War One. Never mind.
Who knows?
Who knows? My favorite Deutsch.
Dutch.
Oh my god.
I told the future.
You.
It was me. I'm the president now. I'm my favorite president. I forget.
Yeah, can you imagine if we just ended the whole podcast
There.
series with us
I am
being
the
the
favorite
favorite?
president. I'm gonna pull that one on you. Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna run for president before we finish the series, so I can. Vote
Well, I
for
think you have to
myself.
become American citizen.
Well,
I think that's the only stipulation. You just have to.
There's
be
always a
that's
first.
true.
There's always a way to
I
break
think.
ground.
I mean, Theodore Roosevelt and Lincoln are obviously my two favorites. Woodrow is a solid third.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man?
for now.
That's pretty good. I don't know if he even makes my top 3.
Whoa. I mean, like, I'm saying
Yeah.
for who we've read about up until now, that third place, he could get
Right.
knocked down.
Yes, true.
But right now it goes Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow, Van Buren. The rest I don't really number. They're too
John
low
Adams.
for me. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to give 5th place to William Henry Harrison for the cherries and milk.
Oh, that's so kind. Actually, I don't know if that was him. I think that was Zachary Taylor, wasn't
Was it
it?
Zachary
or not?
Taylor? I'm pretty sure.
Is that the
Pretty sure
cherry
it was
guy?
him. He like did. I'm pretty sure William Henry went for a walk and fucking.
No,
Was that? Am I getting the?
William Henry Harrison was the guy who was outside and he talked too long and he got a cold.
Yeah, but didn't he like? Oh, maybe I'm getting mixed up. I thought he also did the cherries.
Yeah, you're
and
thinking
milk.
of Zachary Taylor.
Okay, Zachary Taylor gets 5th place for the cherries and milk.
Oh, that's so sweet. He didn't even want to be president.
Yeah, I think that was also kind of fun. That he was just like, he just got voted in for no reason.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, you know what? I'll throw him in there too. He's in top 5.
All right,
Alrighty.
we're saying goodbye. See you next time.
Goodbye. Take care. Adieu.
Oh wait, that's Indiana Jones.
That's cop. That's
Uh-oh,
cop.
I didn't finish it.